Well, reading statistics report that only 14% of the South African population are active book readers, and a mere 5% of parents read to their children. To highlight the importance of reading books, the National Book Week is currently being held under the theme Going Places. Well, to tell us more about National Book Week, we're joined in studio by Siphiwo Mahala, who's from the Department of Arts and Culture. He's the head of books and publishing from the department. And we've also got the CEO of the South African Book Development Council, Elitha van der Sandt. Good to have both of you. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right, so let's begin from the department's perspective. The National Book Week campaign was instituted by the department 5 years ago. Let's talk about the objectives of this campaign.
Well, National Book Week followed a research that we commissioned through the South African Book Development Council, which revealed that actually we are not a nation of readers. And so as an intervention, we instituted National Book Week. As you know that the book sector contributes quite substantially to economic development. For instance, now it is estimated at 5 billion rand net turnover. So with the intervention, if we could increase the number of readers, it means production in the book sector would increase. So we can potentially double the contribution there.
Yeah. Well, why are we not a nation of book readers? What's the problem?
Well, there are all historical kind of reasons, but you know, people cite different facts that books are expensive. You know, so but the interesting thing is that with the increase in readership, with the increase in production, the book prices would ultimately be reduced. So in that way, we can easily you know, contribute to economic development, contribute to job creation and other important factors.
Yeah. Let's get it from your perspective now. Where do you see the problem lying? Because we try and promote it all the time to get people to read books, read, and yet we seem to have the same problem every year during this week. Where do you think the problem lies?
It's a long-term problem.
Yeah.
First of all, South Africa never had any campaign to promote reading. National Book Week is the longest running and the first successful one. It's historical, as P.O. has said.
Yeah.
The three top reasons why people aren't reading, coming from our research, is that books are too expensive, books are difficult to read, and there isn't a library close by.
Okay.
And so those three factors point to price, it points to what it is that we're publishing, the type of books, and then that we need to get more libraries out there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That goes without saying. Let's talk about the benefits of reading. Why is it so important to read?
It's absolutely important to read. If you just think about it, if you're reading, you're having to imagine things. And with that imagination, we are busy building connections within the brain, which means that we are able to deal with more complex tasks and able to respond to life in a better way. And the more educated and the more we know, the better we are able to participate actively in life, to look at our life challenges, and also to actively participate in the economy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, indeed. There's really no better escapism, is there,
No.
than reading? And the benefits of reading are just, there's so many benefits, and yet you have to do it in order to understand the benefits of reading. Libraries are one of the issues that you mentioned, and the accessibility of libraries. What's the department doing about this?
Well, the department has pledged to contribute 3 billion rand dedicated specifically to library infrastructure for the next 3 years. This follows another substantial contribution. Over the past 5 years, we've built so many community libraries across the nation. But the most important thing is that through initiatives like National Book Week, we also encourage library membership and use of such resources by communities.
Yeah. Let's look at another angle, because I'm looking at figures here saying that South Africa's book sector amounts to 5 billion rand in turnover, with authors securing royalties to the value of about 300 million rand. It sounds like a positive story. Or interpret this for me, for these numbers.
Yeah. If we look at the book sector, it's divided into 3 subsectors. Okay. We have our educational textbooks, we have our general trade books, and we have academic books. Now, your textbooks, it works through procurement from government. And what we're specifically looking at are your trade books. So those are the books that people read for pleasure and for leisure.
Yeah.
And those numbers are significantly low. We're only about 1% of our population buy books. And that's where the problem is.
1% of our population?
1% of the population
books.
actually buy books, are regular book buyers.
Yeah.
And that is what we're needing to increase, because it means not many people are actually reading beyond school.
Wow. Put it in perspective for me. What is, I'm throwing you I'm putting you on the spot here, but I mean, in a global perspective, 1% of the population buying books here in South Africa. Give me another country that I can compare South Africa to.
We can probably look at most of the countries, the developed countries, do very well as far as the book sectors are concerned.
How much would they sell about?
I'm not sure what the actual selling figures are, but if we just look at production, the print runs and those kind of things, the figures are much higher than South Africa's. In South Africa, a print run is about 2,000 copies of a book.
And if you sell that out, you're considered a bestseller.
Yes.
But in the other countries...
About 10,000 we're speaking bestseller.
Okay, so 10,000's a bestseller.
In other countries, it's way more than that. We're speaking about hundreds of thousands of books being sold, copies of books being sold. So that's why you have books that are cheaper elsewhere, for example. The print runs are much bigger, which means that they're able to sell the book for less. Where we have a small print run,
so
the economies of scale aren't there, so it's it's a big cost driver in the price of a book.
This partnership then is vital between the private sector and government, trying to get this and ignite reading among South Africans. How important is it?
Yeah, absolutely. This is what we said from the beginning, that the question of reading is not the government mandate alone. We need civil society. We'll need the corporate sector to join hands with us in promoting the culture of reading. That's part of the reason why this year, for instance, we're doing a roadshow where we'd actually visit different provinces, especially rural communities, where we actually promote reading.
Yeah, I know this roadshow is quite a big thing, and I know that there's a you're going to all of the provinces, or 6 provinces.
We're stopping off. We have 4 stops.
Okay.
Leaving from Gauteng and making our way to the Western Cape.
Okay.
So that's the bus trip, but we also have other activities that form part of the official National Book Week program, like in Polokwane in the Eastern Cape, King Williamstown and PE. But we do 4 stops along the route with a bus.
And then there's something called Funda Bala.
Funda Bala,
What is that? Talk to me about this.
Funda Bala is our mascot, book mascot. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll see an image of Funda Bala. Funda Bala will be handing out books, interacting with kids. Everywhere we're going to be handing out free books to kids, because in South Africa, more than half of our households don't have a single leisure book at home. So we're going to be giving kids books for free, so they can take it home and have a little treasure. So he'll be handing out books, Funda Bala, and Funda Bala means read. And we've also got other, and it's all in the indigenous languages. And so we also have books for youth and adults that Funda Bala will also be distributing at our stops. And Funda Bala would be reading to kids and interacting with kids as part of the bus activities on the route.
Lovely. So Funda Bala, read right. That's the translation of that. Just one issue that you touched on. I know we're wrapping now, but there's one that's so important to talk about, is indigenous languages. Now, we've got 11 official languages here in South Africa, and predominantly English. That's all you really find when it comes to finding books and being able to read. Whereas, you know, to try and get a book in your own home language is quite difficult. What are we doing to rectify that situation? Perhaps that'll increase our readership levels without a doubt.
Yeah, well, part of what we are doing is to promote reading in indigenous languages, as Elitha indicated. Some of the books that we'll be distributing, 9,000 of them, are from the Indigenous Languages Publishing Program, which covers the 9 indigenous languages. We also have books from other projects like the reprint of classics, where we selected some of the most outstanding books in these languages and reprinted them. And those books, we've made them available in community libraries across the country so that the public can access them.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. There is a website, I have no doubt, where we can get some more information on the Read Week.
Yes, www.sabookcouncil.co.za.
Okay, sabookcouncil.co.za. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Pleasure.
Good luck with the week ahead and with all of these challenges that we face to get people to read more. Siphiwo Mahala is from the Department of Arts and Culture, and we've got Elitha van der Sandt, who is the CEO of the South African Book Development Council. Thank you so much for being our guests.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break. When we return, we've got some more from the ballet after this. Stay tuned.